UFC Fight Night, Hill versus Rountree, underdog of the card. I'm going to come right out and say it. My actual underdogs I am predicting to go out there and win this weekend are Rafael Fiziev is a very slight underdog, and then Mohammed Usman, who is plus 142 on the betting odds. So I only got 2 underdogs this weekend out of 12 total fights. But there could be other fighters on this card that have better value, even though they aren't fighters that I'm actually predicting to go out there and win. There's a lot of fights on here that have good plus money odds for the underdog. Is Junyoung Park one of them? No, I'm very confident in Junyoung Park, but that is the point of this video, to see what is the most valuable underdog to bet on for UFC Fight Night, Hill versus Rountree, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing. If you do want to see all the bets I am making for this card, check it out in the, the pinned comment or in the description. We have all of my bets. We have early fight news on a lot of UFC fights as well, so become a member, do all that. But let's get into it. We're going to start with Mohammed Usman and Hamdi Abdelwahab. Mohammed Usman is at plus 142. I think it should be a pick'em. I barely lean Usman. It's the super low level heavyweight MMA. And I think in super low level heavyweight MMA, you go with the guy that's more skilled. And Usman is not skilled. Hamdi is not skilled, but Usman is a little bit more skilled in the striking. I think he can defend the takedowns, make it a little slippery and wet with the sweat in those later rounds, and outstrike Hamdi Abdelwahab. So I got him at plus 142, and I think that's a top 3 underdog of the card. We're going to narrow it down to 3, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my number 1 underdog of the card. But Mohammed Usman is in my top 3 for underdogs of the card. Tiger Ulanbekov, Azam Maksum. Azam Maksum is a 4-1 underdog. Second fight of the card, he's 15-1, coming off a loss to Charles Johnson, who took him down twice. Charles Johnson took him down twice. That is it for me. That is all. Tiger Ulanbekov, Azam Maksum. Tiger is winning that fight. There's no way Azad is anywhere near the top of my list for best underdogs on UFC Azerbaijan if freaking Charles Johnson is taking you down and holding you there for a little bit. Tiger is winning this fight. Azad is not anywhere near my underdog of the card. Claudia Segula plus 235 is crazy. She's definitely top 5. I'll say that right now. Claudia Segula is 100% top 5 underdogs of the card. For sure. I think she might be my number 5 or number 4. I feel like that's for sure a dogger pass. Claudia Segula should not be this big of an underdog. Irina Alekseeva was just on roids. She got popped. She hasn't fought. She's been doing nothing for a year. Now she's got a fight booked. And now she's not on roids anymore. Claudia Segula, this fight should be way closer. Is she in my top 3? No. But is that a good underdog as well? Yes. That's a dogger pass fight for sure, if I've ever seen one. Then we got Melissa Mullins, Daria Zelezniakova. No. I'm pretty high on Melissa Mullins. I think she goes out there and clearly wins and clearly dominates that fight. I think that's a favorite or pass. That's not a fight you're going to be underdog betting, especially when you can get better plus money for Claudia Segula, who I think has a higher chance to win than Daria Zelezniakova. So no, I am not anywhere near going to be saying that Daria Zelezniakova should be dog of the card. So far, only one underdog, Mohammed Usman, is in my top 3 for dogs of the card. Junyoung Park, Ismail Nardiev. You guys already know my thoughts here. If you've seen my confident picks video, if you've seen my prediction video, I feel very good in Junyoung Park. I feel very good. If he loses a round, he loses a round. He's going to dominate round 2. He's going to dominate round 3. And he's going to finish Nardiev in the later rounds or win a dominant 29-28, maybe 29-27 with a 10-8 round in round number 3. Junyoung Park, come on. He's going to dominate. Ismail Nardiev, not at all my underdog of the card. Seok Hyun Ko actually is going to be my number 4, number 5. I have Claudia Segula and Seok Hyun Ko as 2 of my better underdogs on this card. Those are both definitely dogs or pass, but they're not top 3. They are number 4, they are number 5, no specific order. Seokhyun Ko, that is a dog or pass fight right there. That is a close back and forth striking affair that I see being a 29-28 going either way. That is not a fight where Oban is going to dominate. Not at all in my opinion. So no. Seokhyun Ko is going to be top 5. Not top 3, but top 5. Bogdan Grad, ladies and gentlemen, that is in my top 3. Bogdan Grad at plus 235 is nuts. That is nuts. I would have thought Bogdan would have got the odds shrunk. I would have thought maybe Naimov minus 150. These odds are crazy. Muhammad Naimov, Bogdan Grad, this big of a favorite for Naimov after he just had an unimpressive performance in his last fight with Khan Ofali, where he was minus 340? Lost to Felipe Lima before that? No. There's no chance. There is no chance. I am saying a bet on Muhammad Naimov. That is a clear dogger pass. Bogdan Grad and Muhammad Usman are in my top 3 at this point. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Muhammad Naimov should not be there. He had a horrible performance in his last fight. Got finished before that. Yeah, you're saying he's got the win over Nathaniel Wood. Okay. He cheated in that fight multiple times and arguably didn't even win. Bogdan Grad puts on the pace, puts on the pressure. If he's able to stay away from the wrestling and grappling and just come forward and make this a dogfight, Bogdan is winning this fight. I had Naimov winning, but to say, come on, these odds are insane. Should be a slight lean for Muhammad Naimov here. I don't understand those odds. So yeah, Bogdan Grad is in my top 3. Nicholas Moda, that is a dogger pass, but it's not like crazy value or anything like that. I definitely feel pretty good about Nazim Sadikov. He is one of my more confident picks of the card to go out there and win this weekend. So no, I am not going to have Nicholas Moda as one of my dogs of the card. Then we got Tofik Musayev as another underdog here. No, I feel very good about Mikdebek Orobai. I actually think Mikdebek's odds aren't bad. I think Mikdebek should be a bigger favorite. Therefore, obviously, the Tofik Musayev odds aren't very good. They just aren't. Plus 150 for a debuting guy who, not even on a crazy win streak, just like 2 wins in a row. Got finished before that. Hasn't shown what he looks like against high-level wrestlers and grapplers. We haven't seen what he looks like against a guy with really good cardio. There's a lot of unknowns here. So no, Tofik Musayev is not even in my top 5 for best underdogs of the card. Curtis Blades, Rizvan Kuniev. I'm going to say this right now. Curtis Blades is my most confident pick of the entire card. I feel really good about Curtis Blades going out there and winning. Very good. Because he's got great takedown defense, good wrestling, good grappling to keep it on the feet, good clinch work, good elbows. He is lengthier than Rizvan as well in height. And he's just a much better striker. I see that being a clear victory for Curtis. So obviously, come on. Obviously, Rizvan's not going to be my dog of the card. Then we have Rafael Fiziev at plus 110. And yes, that is going to be my 3rd underdog of the card. 3 underdogs of the card. We got Rafael Fiziev, we got Bogdan Grad, and we have Mohammed Usman as my 3 underdogs of the card. Number 4 and number 5, if you want to go that far, Claudius Segula, as well as Seokhyun Ko. Those are my top 5 dogs of the card, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty interesting one. The main event, no. The odds are literally minus 119 at the best. The best plus money on Jamal is plus 126. Not very good either. But yeah, Fiziev, Muhammad Usman, and Bogdan Grad. The number 1 out of all underdogs on this card, in my opinion, I'm going to go with Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev, my dog of the card. But there's a lot of good dogs here. I legitimately think this many fights are dog or pass. Muhammad Usman, dog or pass. Claudius Segula, dog or pass. These are favorite or pass. Seokhyun Ko, dog or pass. Bogdan Grad, dog or pass. Nazim Sadikov, actually slightly a dog or pass. These are favorite or pass. Rafael Fiziev, dog or pass. Khalil Rountree, that's a slight dog or pass. But most of this card is dog or pass. Favorite or pass, Azat Maksum, Tiger Lumbekov. That's a parlay piece if you want it. Melissa Mullen's probably a parlay piece. Jingyon Park, same thing. Miktabek Orbai, same thing. Curtis Blades, same thing. There's a few good parlay pieces. There are a few good dog bets on this card as well. So we'll see what happens. Faziev's my dog of the card. Then we got Muhammad Usman as well as Bogdan Grad is my number 2 and number 3. So thank you guys for watching. Those are my underdogs of UFC Azerbaijan. Not a bad card at all. Not a bad card at all.